Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Formula One F1 2020 Xbox Austrian Grand Prix. Hope you're having a nice day and thanks for joining us today. Here is our Red Bull driver. They are both starting his fast lap on the short Austrian circuit. In his team home Grand Prix, so his aim is really the pole position and the race victory today. Here a little small cutting the first curve a little bit and very very wide in second turn and activating the DRS now. There's a lot of DRS zones in the Austrian circuit, the Red Bull Ring. And here he goes passing all the there was a big incident here. James Studi got into his way, didn't move out of the oh no. And there goes his front wing, and that's 5 plays a grid penalty for collision with his teammate. Very undeserved by the F1 game. This is not very fair penalty from the Virtuous to it, but we'll see how it goes for him. This was not very fair. Nothing he could do there, not really his fault, but we'll see how it goes. And hopefully he can make up to it in the race. And we will see how it will go for him. I just did fast. Oh, that's very sad. That's not really nice. There's a lot of incidents on the track already in Q1. That's very interesting to see so many incidents right at the start. And now we are just waiting for Q1 to end. There's still 11 minutes to go. And Immigrant Corgi is leading the timetable. Now he goes for another try for the fast lap. He's still in P3, so that's nice. Let's hope he can make up for the penalty in race. And now he goes into the third turn in sector U, and very nicely here. Going through these technical turns and late on the brakes here. Very nice and clean run into the last turn, and now he activates his DRS and crosses the line to start his fast lap. He enters the first turn with no problem. Oh, there was a little bit of oversteering he picked up there. That's not nice. Sure, he can make up for it, but that will cost him a lot of time. Nice and very clean run here, getting out of turn 2. Activates the DRS and gets full traction control on. Now goes through here and late on the brakes here. Very nicely through here, and now just wow. He comes very fastly through this corner. Nice run into the last corner, but it's not an improvement. Yeah, it's improvement now though. He crosses the line, he's P2. He has made up one place in that lap and goes for another fast lap, it looks like it. And now there is a big improvement there and gets not fast as sector 1 but very fast sector 1. Now he goes onto the second DRS straight. Very nicely braking here. I see you did a nice lap with mediums. The Haas driver Goremu. And now a Red Bull driver here is going about to finish another lap. Oh, he runs wide here. Now he goes very nicely out of this corner, activates DRS, and he crosses the line. He's still P2 and he's still missing 1 second and a half, I think. And yep, there he goes. And I think that's most probably how we will end Q1, with Emigrant Corgi on provisional pole position, looking really great for him right now. I'm not sure how much time there is left in Q1, but it won't be long. Now, a lot of drivers coming into the pit lane. Here is Alfa Romeo driver James Studdy, right ahead of him. Now they are all in the pit lane. And there goes our Red Bull driver, right into the pit lane. There he goes. And here is the Mercedes driver Dawson. And there he goes right into the wall. It's not very nice for him. He's currently in P3 for end of Q1 with 5 minutes still left. And he hit the wall there. But he should be safe for Q1. And also will have to pull in because there's no way he can finish the lap with such a high loss and hitting his front wing there very badly, so it will be pretty hard for him. And here he comes into the pit lane. Very nice run. And here is the McLaren driver in fourth position, TW, also in the pit lane. And here we can see the current standings with Emigrant Corgi right at the top, with Dearvos in second place, Dawson in third place, TW in fourth place, and there is Gremur in fifth place. And James Study and Ceramic Mars and Galore Nebula are the last guys we can see right now. And there are no guys out right now, I think. All in the garage. 2 minutes to go in Q1. We will see how it will go. Emigrant currently leading by nearly 2 seconds. And also Narvels in second place, but of course with that 5 place grid penalty. So And it's still 30 seconds to go in Q1. Not really much happening right now. Everybody in the garage and no one out. And there it goes, end of Q1. And here we are at the start of Q2. All drivers getting out right at the start. And very close release between Mercedes and Red Bull there. And here is Sebastian Vettel, the Ferrari driver, right ahead. And here he goes. Gyro's getting a little bit of gap there. And letting the Dawson by. Oh, it's Bottas. It's actually Valtteri Bottas. Now he lets all the drivers by. Some tactic going on here. And now he brakes very tightly here and very hard here. And he goes very fastly through this technical section of the track. Oh, and he's run off. But it's still just this out lap, so it hits damage his tires a little bit. Now he goes braking through here and now he starts his fast lap. Very nice run into turn 1. Oh, a little bit wide there, that will ruin his lap at the start. Maybe he can make up for it. Let's see. And he's still getting upper. He brakes very hardly here. And Esteban Ocon right ahead of him. He activates DRS, the second DRS zone. An amazing run here. He brakes very hardly. And now he's following Esteban Ocon's Renault. That could give him a little bit of slipstream. Not downshifting into 5th, that's very brave. James Tooley just did the fastest lap. TW just broke it with 1.5. So that could be it. The target. Oh, and he runs really wide here. That won't be enough. It's still for P2, so an amazing lap. Now he gets a lot of time here, of course, because of the mistake he made here. And he goes for another fast lap, the second one. He brakes into this turn very nicely. Runs a little bit wider. So he does not have that good at it. He will lose a lot on this exit. There's nobody ahead of him. Now he had a really nice run through this corner, nearly getting out of the grip and going to the gravel trap. Now he brakes really nicely here, and also here. And now he goes behind somebody's car. It's Pierre Gasly who pulls into the pit box, while here is our driver, Red Bull, trying to get that second place back. And he goes up to second place with F1 Dreamer leading with 1:04. That's very nice time. Now I think our Red Bull driver will have to pull into the pit box because he has run out of anything to run another fast lap. There is no battery or fuel to run another fast lap, so he will have to box now. Oh, and he has run to Eurotrip and spun out. That's very unfortunate for people who are on their fast lap now, as he's causing the yellow flags. And now he returns to the racetrack, lets Galar Nebula by, and continues. Brakes very hardly here. There is not much of him. Oh, and he spins again. What happened? What has happened here? He let James study by. But what happened? Now he pulls into the pit lane. Did he and Emigrant Corgi has 1:03 as his time to be on provisional ball. But what has happened to Deerwolves in the third sector? Did he get hit from behind or was it his own mistake? What happened there? And now maybe he will try to improve on medium tires. It's 8 minutes to go in Q2. I think we have a lot of setting to there is a lot to happen in this race. The rules, of course, one of the challengers for pole position, but has 5 place grid penalty. And here is Mercedes driver Dawson, really nicely here, going to the third part, having really nice time on the medium tires. Brakes nicely, runs out nicely of the corner. What time it will be? It won't be pole position, but it's 0. And he's 7th on the medium tires. It's a really nice one. And he's going for another fast lap, maybe. We don't know. But he's having some good times right now. With 16.7 in sector 1. Very nicely through this part of the track. Also very nicely through here. And here he is. There he is. But he has run out of fuel, it seems, and he will have to pull into the pit lane. Yeah, this is it. He goes into the pit lane, braking hardly. And now he goes into his pit box. All drivers will be most probably calm now in the pit lane. And here is the McLaren driver, TW, starting his fast lap, definitely wanting to be on front row or even in pole position. Let's see how it will go. A little bit lucky there. And now here he goes into the third sector, but it's still his out lap, and he will start it. Oh, really wide here. Now he will start his fast lap. Let's see how it will go for TW. Hope he can have some nice time. And now here's TW finishing the lap. And here's F1 Grimmer, the Haas driver. Also not getting the boxes. Here he goes. And here he crosses the line very nicely, starting his lap time. Three minutes remaining. And here he is finishing it. Here he goes. He's really having some nice times. This could be even pole position for him. Let's see how it will go. Can he improve enough to get the pole position? It's only provisional pole though. So let's see how it will go. Here he goes. A little bit wide there. It won't be pole. He's still in second position. But he has definitely closed the gap down, I think. And here is F1 Greenverse. After his pass, Lamos were pulling into the pit lane. And this is most likely how the Q2 end here, with Immigrant Corky again on provisional pole. F1 Dreamer right behind him, with Gear Wilson third with a penalty, and McLaren driver TW in P4, and James Studdy in P5. It's 14 seconds to go now in qualifying, and then we will start the final part of the qualifying and then the race. And here we go, Q2 over, and I think all drivers have make it into the Q3. Yes, they did. And here we'll be starting the Q3 final part of the qualifying for the race. There goes our Red Bull driver starting his outlap right now. There he goes, getting released, and there we go. Nicely braking here. There he goes into turn 2 of the Austrian Grand Prix circuit. A bit lucky there, but it's all fine now. Let's go in this part, and he let the AI drive for him on his outlap, and then he will most probably drive on the fast lap of the race. Now he's braking here, and he starts his fast lap now. There he goes, very nice exit. Though he was stood by. Here he goes, lovely run out of turn 1. Very, very nice. A little bit speedy here, and braking nicely. Turns nicely as well. There we go. He is doing really nicely. And TW now has the provisional pole for now for the Austrian Grand Prix. And here goes our Red Bull driver, right out of the last turn, and finishes the lap, and his provisional pole is fine for. That will be a riddle fight. F1 Dreamer was second place. He's still in second place. Can't beat him. Let's see what can Immigrant Corgi fastest in every qualifying so far. Drew now against Deerwolves. Can he beat him or no? Wow, bite there. Oh, and Deerwolves runs it here. The second attempt on a fast lap. I think he will have to box now. He can't finish it up. Yeah, he is boxing. Oh, and he runs on the grass. And now he's in the pit lane. And here's Immigrant Corgi, the man who was on provisional pole every single session before. Let's see what he can do now. There he goes, nicely braking here. Maybe locked up a little bit there. Oh, he goes wide into the gravel trap. And now he goes out of the turn. Where will he cross the line? It's pole position for Immigrant Corgi. He is on provisional pole once again. Here, Mercedes driver Dawson in P10 currently. What can he do to improve his time? He wants to be better. He was P3 in Q2. Let's see if he can accomplish it again. Now he starts his sector 2 and now what he can do, he is looking to have some nice time. He runs out of this corner. Where would it put him? It's P4 for him. He is in 4th position. So technically third because that rules will get the 5th place grid penalty for collision with Alexander Albon in Q1. Not really his fault, but it's 5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Emigrant Corgi looking extremely strong up there on pole position. We will see a very interesting race. So let's just hope it will be a clean race and that we can enjoy some nice racing. And Dawson runs into pit lane. Here is James Studdy in P6 right now, last for the Canadian Grand Prix winner. Let's see what he can do now to improve his time and have another chances on win. There he goes. Into the second DRS straight, not opening the RS it seems. That's interesting, but it's his outlap, so it makes sense. He's 6th in speed trap with 200 miles per hour, and there goes Team Stadio on his outlap, a little bit over the track. And here goes Team Stadio starting his fast lap right now. Let's see if he can take the pole position. Here he goes into turn 1 very nicely, going out there. Braking nicely here and getting out of the turn very nicely as well. Getting all the power he can into the car. Into turn 3, out of turn 3 very nicely. Now, can he take the pole? Can he improve his position? Can he get a better time? We will see very shortly. He goes around the final corner. It's not looking very promising for him. The time isn't enough. He stays 6th. It's P6 for him. He improved his time, but it wasn't enough to get any better. What can he do in his second lap? Will he go to the pit lane or will he try another fast lap? We will see very shortly. And now he goes through here very nicely. It's 1 minute to go. And there is one of our drivers joining lately to the session. That does not happen very often, but of course he has came late. I don't think he will take part in qualifying. He will start from last place. Sebastian Vettel in 7th place and Esteban Ocon in 8th. It's very unusual for AI drivers to be better than normal players. It's really interesting to see. It's 17 seconds to go, and then drivers have 2 minutes to complete their laps. There are 2 drivers on flying laps now. Well, only one from real arrive. Here is Evan Grammer. Can he take the pole position? No, he can't. He stays second. He has 2 minutes to finish this second lap. He is going for it. Oh, and the Ceramic Mars, who has joined lately to the session, will actually start from P9. That's really nice for him. And he's doing some nice times. Evan Grimmer, will it be enough to take pole? We will see very shortly. The short lap around Austria. Oh, and he has run into the gravel wall! That's very disappointing. He has missed out on pole position. And that's P2 for him confirmed. That's very, very sad to see him like this, ending the qualifying. Now it's time for the race time we have all been waiting for. The Austrian Grand Prix of in F1 2020 for the F1 International Esport League. Let's see how it will go. F1 drivers, and we will see very interesting race with dire rules from P3 getting penalty 5 places down, and Emigrant Corgi starting on pole position, and of course F1 Green right behind him. Here I want to explain the strategy, so it should be fine. Okay, yes. It will be lights out very shortly. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Lights out, here we go. The Austrian Grand Prix started. Dirbles gets an excellent start. He is already passing Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel. He's right on tail of everyone else. Oh, there's a big crash. And Ceramic Mars there. There's a big crash, disappointing for Divers. He had an amazing start. Now Ocon is right behind him. Did Ceramic Mars cause that all? I think he did. He came there very tightly. And he's now battling with Sebastian Vettel for 7th place. And he's pushing Sebastian Vettel out, what it seems from here. He's right behind Vettel. Now he goes around the outside. Arrows, he passes him. There was a contact. Vettel runs out of track. Ceramic Mars is right behind him. McMahon was a little bit wider. This could give advantage to Dirbles. There was right behind. Let's see what can Dirbles do. Could he snatch the podium here? He's right behind Ceramic Mars now. And he goes past him. There is Dawson and James to the battling, but he also has to defend from Ceramic Mars now. He is following Dawson, wanting 4th place. Here he is right behind him. James Sutton meanwhile in 3rd place, very nice from him from 6th place. 5th place, sorry. And now their rules maybe can get a go on Dawson. They're both struggling for a grip a little bit on these soft compound tires. He's right behind Dawson. He could get a run very nicely here. It's 36 laps in Austria. We are racing here. Very intense race so far. Drivers fighting for all they can. Here he goes on Dawson. Will try to send it down the inside. No, he doesn't. He will try maybe on the DRS zone. A little bit oversteering there. That could give Ceramic Mars a go. Now he has DRS, Ceramic Mars as well. He activates overtake and rage mix. They are all following each other. Now he goes right behind Dawson. And Ceramic Mars is maybe having a go here. There was maybe a small contact. It doesn't seem there was a contact. It was very close, but it doesn't seem to be a close contact. He is following him right now. Dawson made a little bit of gap there, but he's on medium tires. That's why he's struggling maybe that much. James Todd is trying to get away from the rules. There he goes, following Dawson Army. The rules. The Red Bull driver, we are following every race because he doesn't have a spectator for the Xbox races. Now he's following him. Ceramic Mars following as well. Now Dyrus has an excellent exit with DRS, but Dawson has DRS as well. Could he maybe try Max Verstappen maneuver here, as we saw in 2019 Austrian Grand Prix in real life? He does try it, and he goes wide. But he has made the call. He has made it. And he does go ahead, and there was no contact, I think. This should be fine. Meanwhile, it seems that Emigrant Corgi is absolutely flying at front. Ceramic Mars goes out wide there. Dawson still defending for 5th place, but he's on medium tires, so he should fall behind right now. Let's see how will his strategy pay off to him. Here is James Stolly running wide and into the gravel. A little bit wider here, the overalls. Let's see where we go. Activates the RS now. He's following him. He's right behind. History maybe goes for a defense. But Darius will try it in the first turn. And he goes past James Study. Oh! And there was a contact and James Study spins around. That's very disappointing for James. Oh no! And I think that FIA will have to sort it out. There was a contact. That's very disappointing for James Study. And that's still not race over for James Study, but I wonder if that will have to our FIA to take a look at an incident and maybe give penalty points to somebody. Madara was now absolutely flying in 3rd place. Could he technically catch F1 Grimmer? He has already used a lot from his tires. He's really using a lot from it. There he goes, braking nicely. The oversteering he's having in 1st turn. Now let's see how it will go. The race has now played itself. First, you are absolutely flying at front. What a pace these guys are having. Dire Rules has made up so many places. Jim's study, there was a contact and he spun out. And now he goes here. Very nicely into turn 1, Dire Rules. There's another Alpha and there's a virtual safety car as James Study has retired from the session. What happened? Firstly he spun out and now he's retired from session. And there's looking like to be a lot of contact. What happened there? Oh my, oh my. Let's hope it wasn't contact between players. That would be very disappointing for both guys. But now maybe I think somebody can try and pit from the front. Let's see how long will the virtual safety car last. That's not looking very good for all of our drivers. And there was an incident between James Studi and Pierre Gasly, as we get to learn now. And Kermit Marcel's drive-through penalty, what happened there as well? This is crazy race so far. And Dawson is still following Darvus, but he's falling behind the medium, slower tires. But Darvus has already run out of fuel, and he will need to go for the lean mix of fuel if he wants to last till the end of the race. It's 9 laps raced so far. We will. And Dyrus will box this lap. Let's see if we can see another brilliant Red Bull pit stop as they are doing in real life. I'm really excited about how well the race finishes, but Emigrant Corgi absolutely dominating the race. He's so far ahead. He has such a big gap to everyone else, and now it's looking really great for him. And Darvus should have pitted, but he didn't. And his tires are really warmed out now. Let's see how long he can last on them. Whoa, a little bit of oversteering there for Darvus. Now, will Darvus split this lap, or will he stay out for even more laps on these used soft tires? Pretty much warmed out. That's the main question right now, and also the top two guys' strategy. Navarro's not having a lot of fuel now. I think he will need to pit for new tires. And no, he doesn't. He stays out even for more laps on these tires. Does he want to use all of their life? And Evan Greimer is in pit lane and it's 5-second time penalty. Did he speed it in the pit lane? It seems he did. Yes, he did speed it in the pit lane. At least it seems so from Twice, and he's battling from with Dawson Army. Now this could be an amazing battle. Sadly, we don't have POV to that. F1 Green were right on the tail of Dawson Army, and Darrell's a little bit wider here. What are his plans for the strategy? He stays out again. No, he doesn't. This time he goes in the pit lane. Darrell's now coming in the pit lane. He slows down enough so he does not get a penalty. Both Creamer and Dawson passes him. It was 2.6 pit stop. That's very nice from the Red Bull Virtual Mechanics. And now a lot big back passing and gets just into traffic. That will not help him a lot. He's on medium tires. And the traffic ahead of him doesn't seem it has pitted yet. And luckily for him, he's not right inside the traffic. That would be total catastrophe if he would be inside the traffic. Now our driver's getting closer to the traffic ahead of him. And there is a lot of AI drivers in it. And he has DRS on all of them. And now Joe's double overtake nearly. He overtook Charles Leclerc, just like Max Verstappen did. And he's having the same battle, but it's Diablo versus Charles Leclerc. And he goes past Charles Leclerc, the right wheel to wheel with each other, going to turn 3, and Diablo does get ahead. It was a brilliant battle, it was commented brilliantly from Diablo, but now maybe Charles Leclerc is having a look back. Now he's trying it really. Charles Leclerc trying it back again. But Diablo stayed ahead, and now he's following Valtteri Bottas, another AI driver, in his sights, who still didn't pit it. Will he get him on the main straight or on the second straight? Let's see. He doesn't try to turn in last turn. Now he gets DRS. He seems to have better pace. He's running out of PRS though. And he goes for it in turn 1. Darvus does get past Valtteri Bottas. And now gets DRS on Lando Norris, another AI driver in the spec. Oh, and he nearly spun out. Whoa, Darnold was very lucky there to hold it. That was very close. He was very close to losing it. That wouldn't end well if he would lose it. And now he has got past all the AI drivers who are getting into pit lane, and he's back up to 4th place. And now he's just after Dawson Army, still unpitted, and he's on the used medium tires. This race is getting really interesting now. He's following Dawson ahead of him now. It will be very sprint race. Darvus needs to catch him, or at least stay in his pit window for as long as he can. He's closing the gap to Dawson already, and there's the advantage of having fresh tires. If he can stay in his pit window, that will be really great for him. Now he breaks it here. Nicely in turn 2. Let's see how he will do. Braking hardly in turn 3. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to come to the PC race tomorrow as usual, but it's on Sunday for the first time. PC Austrian Grand Prix. We are having tight championship battle right now. And Dawson Army is in the pits. Dawson Army is in the pit lane, and Darvels gets past him by large time. And Dawson Army has soft tires on, so he is maybe going for the medium soft strategy. That could be really interesting. Strategy battle with Dire Rules, but I actually think Dire Rules at this moment has better strategy. So that could hand the podium to Dire Rules. Now Dire Rules is also after the F1 Greener ahead, who has 8 seconds of penalties. That could even Dire Rules, if he can close down to 8 seconds, that could give Dire Rules second place. Oh, and Dire Rules runs into gravel trap. And now Divers has saved a lot of fuel, and he's after Dawson Army. Oh, sorry, F1 Green ahead of him. Now, what could possibly go wrong? For Divers, he's in great shape, but Emigrant Corgi is absolutely dominating this race. He could go for pole position and start to finish race win. That would be an amazing for Emigrant Corgi. And here is Darrell's Red Bull car, you can see it, with number 27. We have never seen that so closely. And like F1 Grimmer needs to keep that gap on his one-stop strategy as it is right now. And there's caution ahead. What has happened? And there's a Renault. Oh, and Darvels runs completely out. Darvels has completely run out, and that will not help him in his chasing of F1 Grimmer. And what has happened there? As there's a Renault looking like it's getting lapped. And we are already in lap 20 right now. And now he's braking heavily there into turn 2. And there he goes. Very nicely. Again, there's very consistent driver in lap times. And he's doing some great job right now. Now he brakes heavily here. When there's a car ahead of him. Is that a Renault? Yes, it is. It looks to be a Renault, and it's Ceramic Mars, and he gets out of the way very nicely. Let's thumbs up for Ceramic Mars. Thumbs up for Ceramic Mars for getting out of the way such nicely when he's getting lapped. He got a drive-through penalty, that's why he's getting lapped, so very unlucky from him. We don't know what the drive-through penalty was for. And we are still following the Red Bull driver. Now he's braking heavily here. Now, let's see. Narcissus again after Ivan Grimmer, but he's keeping the lap very nice. But he's keeping the gap very nicely there. And Dawson, I just think, made a mistake. He lapped the Renault, but now the Renault is again ahead. So Dawson made a mistake there. And Galar Nebula is in the pits now, which means AI driver Esteban Ocon moves up to 5th place. It's very unusual for AIs. And it looks like Darius will have to close the engine down again. And he's running alone on the track. There is nobody around him. His only possible target is now to chase down the F1 Dreamer. Now, well. What is the possibility for Darius and, of course, other drivers? And there are big packs on the track, but Darius is basically running alone, so he's just in free air. Darius driving very consistent laps and very nice race here. And moment, F1 Grimmer is in the pits. Now the moment will come. If Darius can get past him, yes, he can. Darius very nicely passing him. And there he goes. Darius in big lead. As F1 Grimmers wait 8 seconds in the pit lane because of the penalties. This could give second place to Rivals. That could help in his championship fight really much. Owen Darvos runs wide as hell. Now this could help again F1 Grimmer, but F1 Grimmer still has the 3-second time penalty. And he has the soft tires now. And I wonder, soft tires to the end of the race. It's still 11 laps to go, he will have to look after them. It looks like there's high track temperatures. He will need to look really lot about the tires. When there's ceramic Mars letting pass for the second time rivals. Now, Dyrus is losing quite a lot of time to F1 Dreamer, and he still has the 3-second time penalty. Dyrus will be boxing very soon. Now this will get the second place again to F1 Dreamer. Now I wonder, all these guys actually can make it to the end of the race, because it's high track temperatures, which is damaging the tires a lot. So, like, they should make it, but they will need to look. They can't push fully. Now Dyrus is still in the second place. And does he go into the pit lane? No, he doesn't. He's going for an overcut. Will this overcut work? I don't think so. He's losing a lot of time to the F1 Dreamer behind. This won't help him. And there's a big accident I see on the track. Oh, and Dyrus should have pitted. Dyrus should have pitted. Dyrus should have pitted. This would benefit him a lot. Now, this is working for Immigrant Corgi. Okay, he should box this lap. He should box this lap. Dyrus definitely boxing this lap. You just got bumped into a by the ring. Oh no. Hope your car is alright. And please send me a clip of the incident so I can review it in the FIA room after the race. Thank you. And now we will see. Dyrus does spit. Yeah, he does spit. That's great for him. Now, will F1 Grimmer get past him? I think he does. And there goes the soft tires on. And F1 Grimmer got past him, but if the safety car will last, this gives a big advantage to Dyrus. Now he needs to get Grimmer under the safety car. Now we see Dyrus catching the safety car queue, and Emigrant Kurgi is sitting like a sitting duck right now because he will have the medium tires if he doesn't pit. How long will the safety car last? It will be a sprint till the end of the race. But there are also locked cars in the way, so this will make it a lot more interesting. Locked cars need to get that by, otherwise it will be the biggest mess we would ever saw in this F1 Esport League. And now there are TW and Dawson, and they are all up behind. But it's safety car, and they are not getting let it by. Now Divers should be able to overtake them or something. Oh, and there was a small tap. I hope there won't be a penalty for that. Okay. Oh no, there's a 5-second time penalty for Diego for contact with TW behind the safety car. That's very disappointing for Direwolves getting that penalty. Ah, that's painful to watch. We have been denied brilliant racing, and also the lapped cars will make an incredible mess here. And it's racing once again, and Caramel Mars left the decision, and there are blue flags, and DW very nicely gets out of the way for Direwolves. Direwolves now behind another lappers. They all need to get out of the way for him. It's an incredible mess of lapped cars and all the stuff. They all need to get out of the way. And there's F1 Reaper as well, and there's an incredible mess in second turn. And he goes past Direwolves. He's right behind Dawson Army, and there's Direwolves target F1 Reaper. And Dawson needs to get out of the way. Dawson needs to get out of the way. So does Alexander Rodin. All these lap cars. They need to get out of the way. They have a blue flag, and this could be a painful penalties for them. And though there is Sandra Albon there, while battling here with Dawson. Wow. And Alexander Albon is blocking his teammate. What is he doing? Alexander Albon destroying his teammate's chances of second place. An incredible mess going on right now. Dawson needs to get drivers by. He needs to let drivers by right now. And he does. Thumbs up. Following by this incredible mess of F1 AI drivers and all that stuff. That's impossible. There are blue flags for all the cars ahead. An incredible mess, but the drivers managed to keep it clean. And there's Russell, Vettel and Leclerc all getting lapped here. Nearly the entire field is getting lapped after his safety car when lappers veer and let it to get by. That's an incredible mess. And there are the Ferrari drivers side by side. It's just like in real life, but this time they didn't crash. And they are getting out of the way. Oh, that was very close to Vettel. That was very, very close to Vettel. Now let's see how drivers will do. He needs to get at least 6 seconds on F1 Greener to get second place. But all these lap drivers have slowed down. This is an incredible fight. Now let's see how he will do. DRS is enabled. This will be a bigger mess. And there is F1, there is Galor enabled. He needs to get out of the way as well. He needs to get out of the way. That's important. Now he goes out of the way. Very thumbs up. That's what you need to do when you're getting lapped. And now there are a bunch of AI drivers getting into dark as well. This is not what he needs. Bottas gets out of the way pretty nicely, but pushes him on grass. Oh my, oh my. Now he's right behind Daniel Kvyat and Esteban Ocon. And there's a small wheel tab. Kvyat should let him by. And Ocon does let him by very nicely. Now it should be just Greener and oh, and Darvel spins out! Darvel spins out, what did he do? Darvel's... Oh, Darvel gets hit into the wall by George Russell. And that's virtual safety car. So he will keep his third place. But that was some real drama, and all the cars he has slapped are now ahead of him again. So that's nearly P3 confirmed for the rivals. Virtual safety car out. That is big damage to George Russell's car as well. And now he goes around the outside of Romain Grosjean. But he's racing him under safety car. Virtual safety car, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Oh, and there was small contact that could be another penalty for drivers. That's not what he needs. And oh, they have hit each other, but he goes past Romain Grosjean and Alexander Albon. Now a lot of racing here again going on. He needs to get past all the guys again, but there is pretty much no chance left for him to get the second place right now. Rivals is all behind. He just needs to get past all this early, and he does. That's some nice lapping cars, but there is nearly no way he can get past the F1 Creamer and make 2-second gap. It's just 2 laps to go of this brilliant Australian Grand Prix. Austrian, sorry. My mistake, Austrian Grand Prix. And there's 20 seconds of penalties for Immigrant Corgi. Wow, this is handing the victory to F1 Dreamer. And technically it could hand the second place rivals. He just needs to really now press the gas pedal really hardly. 20 seconds of penalties for Immigrant Corgi. That's all. Rivals runs wide and onto the grass. This intense fast last laps he needs to get 20 seconds under, but it's pretty much impossible for him. Yeah, probably a win to German ring penalty. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for reminder. And there's a lot of penalties for Immigrant Corgi. It could hand the victory to F1 Dreamer. That's great for F1 Dreamer. Really nice for him. Immigrant Corgi has dominated the entire race, but now has so much penalties. Drivers can't close the gap, but that's really disappointing for Immigrant Corgi. What a race this is turning into. And now he's right behind Lando Norris. Darrell's trying as much as he can. There's a lot of contact with Lando Norris. That's not what he wants to see when he's trying to get second place because of the penalties. He needs every single lap perfect, but this is the last lap, so it's pretty much no hopes left for him. And Immigrant Corgi now will cross the line. He crosses the line first, but it will be F1 Dreamer who wins here in Austria. That was a brilliant race from him from 8th place. He comes right the final corner to finish brilliant P3. He has slapped Esteban Ocon right after the race ended. Brilliant race driven from him. 5-second time penalty for Alexander Albon that he didn't serve the penalty. Brilliant race by all the guys. TW sadly spun out P16, and that's the end of the race. And there is F1 Dreamer, and this is his maiden victory, I believe, in our league. And there he goes up to P1. That were some brilliant races. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Thank you all very much, and we will see you again tomorrow on PC Race. Thank you very much for joining us today, and see you next time.